Hey, good morning, and welcome to another Sunday Legacy Challenge with myself, Brent Cook. And today, as always, we are playing the Epic Storm. In front of you is the Epic Storm version 9.6. I've made a lot of videos on this deck list recently, so you should definitely go check them out. But we're already paired, and I think it's pretty rude to make our opponent wait. So we're going to dive right in. And we're going to keep this. It's a little bit clunky, but like this hand is acceptable. I don't really know what our opponent's playing, by the way. Well, that is not a good start for us. Reanimator is not what we wanted. They probably take Lion's Eye Diamond here. Yeah, it's definitely Reanimator. Okay. The decision is not this difficult, man. While our opponent's tanking on the proper card to take, make sure you head over to theepicstorm.com/shop to make sure that you can get your cards discarded by Unmask. Alright, our opponent has finally figured out that the proper choice is Lion's Eye Diamond. It's not looking good for the home team right now. Solid. Gives us life. I mean, we're probably still dead, but like technically we still have a chance. Alright, so this puts us to 12 and we'll be taking 11 next turn. So realistically, our only out is to draw um, Echo of Aeons and then hit Chain off that. Maybe your opponent will accidentally kill themselves. That would be delightful. Come on, cast Reanimate. I guess technically right now we also have Burning Wishes in out. If we drew Burning Wish right now, we can actually pay for Chancellor Tax and Grape Shot. I guess there would only be a Grape Shot for 2. So we'd have to get Tendrils. And then pay. I don't know if we would actually win this, but we're going to lose to the Session Rider anyway. Alright, well, Swamp wouldn't have done it, so. I go the Defense Grids, Income, Thought Season, Chain. That's it. Not a whole lot in our sideboard for Reanimator. It's not too popular nowadays. I know, like, it has volume amongst people that are unfamiliar with Legacy, but in general, so like you always see it in like the top like 12 on Goldfish, just because like it's an entry level deck, which isn't a bad thing. It's completely fine. It's an entry level deck. It's just very repetitive. You don't get to leverage skill a whole lot. Like there's not a lot of decisions that are within your range. Like mulliganing is by far the most difficult part of the deck, which is a true skill with the deck. But outside of that, like the games tend to play themselves, and a lot of experienced Legacy players tend to like more decisions. So you'll see them gravitate more towards like ponder cantrip decks. Not that like a deck like Death in Texas, for example, doesn't have decisions. That deck also has a lot of decisions, but in general, people tend to like playing decks where they have more control over the game. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say here. So that's why like Reanimator, terrible matchup for us, but like once you get to the later rounds of events, you tend to see it less. Just because it is that like entry level sort of deck. And I guess while our opponent's sideboarding still, I can mention the Eternal Glory podcast. There's 2 new episodes, with another being recorded this week. Make sure to check that out. It is myself, Brian Gallagher, Phil Gallagher, and Brian Koval. So that's the Eternal Glory podcast. Sure. Maybe we'll get lucky and draw Echo. Kind of hope our opponent just has a hand that puts Chancellor in a play on turn 1, and then we can chain the Chancellor. So, in theory, we could chain the Animate Dead with the trigger on the stack, and then the Gristlebrand doesn't come back. But then next turn they can recast it. So we're pretty much just buying a turn here. And that bot turn doesn't do anything. Unless their opponent doesn't have another land. And there it is. Alright, we're probably dead. Even if we draw Burning Wish, we can't finish off our opponent because they're at 5. At 4, Tendrils would kill them. But if we draw Burning Wish, we're pretty much priced into casting Echo. Ponder's interesting. If we had Wish off this, we would win. But a Wish Claw, we would not. In theory, you could crack your Lion's Eye Diamond, but that shuts off Echo. It's like your odds of hitting Ad Nauseam versus odds of hitting Echo. Ding dong. We got lucky. Hold control. Now we pretty much have to hope that Reanimator does the thing where they mulligan to Oblivion and kill themselves. Alright, we're probably not changing anything for game 3. Just going to leave it as is. And in the meantime, you can head over to theepicstorm.com/shop and show your support. Alright. We are on the draw. Veil of Summer is much better on the play in this matchup. We're going to ship this. I don't love it, but I think it's fine. We're probably going to get our Brainstorm unmasked. And then maybe we'll draw Ad Nauseam. Who knows? It's not looking good. There's Unmask. I imagine they take Brainstorm here. And now we are on the draw ad nauseam plan. Or just a flat out lose plan. Yep. Taking 13 here, our opponent will draw 7, going down to 4. So if they draw 7 and then don't hit a discarded spell, and then we hit exactly Lion's Eye Diamond, okay, they're just going to reanimate. We're dead. Well, Exhume, I mean. That would have been our 1 out in order to win this game. And Chain of Vapor will not save us here, so we are starting this event 0-1.